Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of Tower of God Chapter 341, or Season 2 Episode 261, and this one was really good. I see a lot of people that I feel like the best way to put it is Rachel makes them stupid. They're so focused on, oh, this is a character we should hate, that they're not really seeing how good the writing is here. Or I don't know. What else do you want? Do you not want an antagonist long running throughout the series? Do you not want the antagonist to be developed or of any sort of actual real threat? Do you want a story? I just don't get what people want with the whole Rachel story. Because so many people I could see responding to that, oh, we just want her to die. Where does that get the story at all? But either way, let's move on. Basically, though, I thought this was really good writing for Androssi. Androssi was so good this chapter. I felt like me and a lot of other people, too, were saying during, during Name Hunt Station, we're like, wow, what is going on with Androssi's character right now? But, man, through even the late Floor of Death and now, Androssi's character has come around a lot. Especially this one chapter just did tons for the character. Rachel's character and Bombs both had great moments here too, but man, Androssi was well done. So let's start talking about it from the beginning, part by part, so I don't forget anything. Rachel's power goes invisible when she tries to interact with it. Bomb comes in to speak to her. We cut over to Kun and the Bombs team. So Kun infers what they're doing, but he can't really talk about it because if Sachi or Burroughs talks about it, it will delete their stuff, which apparently means they did make it to the end of the train before. Sachi understands he picks up what he's putting down, so Sachi gets it. So basically Kun says, anybody who's coming with us on this next journey, gather at 2 tomorrow. If not, we're all getting off at the last station together anyway, because we kind of have to. So basically, yeah, they're going to be gathering at 2 tomorrow. And for me, I think one thing it kind of reminded me of as well, it kind of reminded me how sad it is that Burroughs been turned into comic relief when that really wasn't his character at all at first. Like, Burroughs and his relationship with Bomb were so cool in, he was so cool in, the Revolution Road arc. And then even in the arcs after that, Burroughs and his relationship with Bomb were awesome. And then, in the last 2 or 3 arcs, he somehow started to turn into a comic relief, which really wasn't what he was at first. Just kind of out of nowhere. So, kind of sad how Burroughs changed from the serious character he once was. Either way, Youre says that she's going to go to protect them from Karaka while they go off into the virtual floor or whatever. Oh yeah, because I guess he could say virtual floor to that group, I guess. But either way, Yuri's like, well, I gotta protect you until you go, because the other team has Karaka prowling around doing whatever, so I just gotta keep him off of you. Androssi says she wants to go as well, while Ryun says she's not and leaves to go handle her own business, which is very much the Ryun thing to do. She does this quite often, so why should I be surprised when Ryun leaves to do her own thing? Kun also says that he's okay with them teaming up with Rachel for now because he needs to get information from her. She knows a lot about FUG and a lot of other stuff, and they should take that info. So then we cut over to Bomb and Rachel. Bomb says that the second thorn will go to whoever gets it from the virtual floor, whatever it is that Pope Augustin wants. So I love this. I think this is this chapter's defining moment for Bomb's character, and it's a really good moment in general and long-term for Bomb's character, because it shows what a strong, good guy protagonist he is, that he could just take it, but he doesn't feel like he deserves it, and he's not going to take something he doesn't feel like he deserves, which is important. Feeling like he doesn't deserve it and still taking it, that kind of weakens your good guy. But he doesn't want to take it without a fair competition. He wants a fair victory over his enemy Rachel in order to feel like he deserves it, which is just a really good, honorable thing to do. I think it really helps Bomb's character that he's not going to take it without a legit win. But in exchange for giving this fair shot to Rachel, Bomb also wants Hockney's painting and some information from her. So it's not like Bomb's just giving Rachel free stuff. He's saying, I'm going to give you a fair shot because it's the honorable thing to do, but in exchange for doing this honorable thing, give me this information in Hockney's painting. So I really like that. I think it's really good for Bomb's character. It's a smart move and an honorable move. Also, we see that Rachel's new power caused a cut on Bomb's cheek, but it seems unintentional. It doesn't seem like Rachel tried to do that. It seems like it either happened A, because he came too close to her, or B, because of her feelings of resentment or anger towards him. So it doesn't seem like something Rachel can really control. It sort of just happens, which I think makes the power great, but I'll talk about more of that later. Also, then everything with Androssi talking to Bomb was great about how, why would you still do this with Rachel? You know, I get it. You need the painting, you need the information, but do you care more about me as your teammate or about her? And I loved that. And then everything with Rachel was amazing, with Androssi and Rachel talking to each other, because this is the first time we've seen them interact since Volume 1. And if you remember, years and years back, Volume 1, they came in the first time we saw Androssi. Androssi and Rachel were teammates. They were close-ish. Close-ish for tower people. Tower climbing people, regulars, whatever. So they were kind of close. They were teammates. And then she found out that Rachel betrayed Bomb, who she had really come to see as a friend and really respect and like. And we don't know how deep that like goes. So somebody she trusted and liked in Rachel betrayed somebody she trusted and liked in Bomb. And their entire conversation, it felt great because it felt like Androssi was really, really trying to see the good in Rachel or help Rachel. And that was kind of shown in her line that, I guess you're too far gone. I thought that was so good, and it was such a great line because it was a great line coming from Rachel as well, where she's like, we've both spilled blood and done evil things to climb up the tower, but just because you're pretty and I'm not, that means you're going to be forgiven. And I love that Androssi says that, you know, she's she's gone too far, because it shows that she's deluded herself into thinking that's the reason that people aren't liking her, that it's just because she's not good looking or anything. It's not because, or that the difference is in looks. The difference isn't because that they weren't random people, which is still bad. Don't get me wrong, what Androssi has done is still bad. But they were people that they were supposed to be friends with, that they were supposed to trust. And it shows a lot as well that Rachel, this is what she thinks about herself, that Androssi sees that she's become so isolated from friends or relationships that she doesn't have friends or relationships. Like, we even saw Joaquin think, man, what am I doing leaving my team behind? Even he had that moment of reflection. But other than when she killed Acraptor and thought about, man, why did I kill him? He kind of made me, but why did I do it? Except for that, she hasn't had that moment of reflection. Rachel, for the most part, has been in it for herself because she doesn't think anybody else would help her. She betrayed Bomb because she didn't think in the end that Bomb would help her, even though he would have. It's this delusion and thinking that everybody's against her and isolating herself from everyone that's kind of caused all of this with Rachel. And we see that in both in what she says and in Androssi's reaction to it, which is why it was such good writing for both of their characters. So Androssi takes her to a sealed-off room to try to beat some sense into her and to test her. And again, I love this because it shows like these shades, these tiny little remnants of what relationship used to be between the two of them. So I really, really think that's really cool. She also says that, you know, it's an unfair fight, me against you, I'm a princess, but the tower isn't fair. And again, showing that Rachel, again, isolating herself, saying, you know, the tower's easier on you because you're a princess, or easier on Bomb because he's strong, but she's just isolated herself so far from everybody. And that is just so cool, the way that that's being shown here through the dialogue between Androssi and Rachel. So pretty much she forces Rachel's power to activate, and it's totally invisible both to her, and it seems like it might be invisible to Rachel as well, which again seems like it's going to be an even better writing tool. But then Haku comes up, says he tells Mom he sees someone near death. Where have I heard that before? How many times have I heard that? Seriously though, I feel like that's happening a little bit too often, where somebody with some sort of prescience says, yeah, somebody's gonna die soon, or there's death near. I think that's happened a little bit too often, to the point where you can joke about it. Also, it seems even Rachel can't sense her power, which, like I said, is gonna be even better writing in the future, I think. So basically, before I get into some general thoughts with the blog, CU said that the power is OP because it's from Gustang. Makes complete sense. Gustang would have incredibly powerful stuff. Also, he says there's been a lot more problems with people leaking the previews, which again is super sad. I hate that that's even a problem. And really, it wouldn't be a problem if the preview service wasn't there, but I don't think there's much you can do, because I think it's more of a thing that that Naver kind of has people doing, has him doing. So either way, and I mean, it does make the money to support him and other webtoon artists, so I guess it is what it is. But I hate hearing whenever CU talks about having so many problems with the preview and leaks and stuff. But either way, some thoughts on the thing as a whole, some discussion. Man, Rachel makes people legitimately stupid, like I said at the beginning. Like, do they not want a deep storyline? Do they not want an actual developed, long-running antagonist? I don't know what they want. But the power is great writing because it protects Rachel, but she doesn't control it or sense it from what we see. That's great because at any time, this thing could stop protecting her. She doesn't have control over it, so every time she picks a fight with somebody, every time, if she betrays Bomb and them again, every time she goes up against somebody, there's the chance that that power just goes away. Gustang doesn't want it to protect her anymore. It had some sort of time limit before it goes away. Either way, her not actually controlling it and it not actually coming from her makes it so that every evil thing she does is a gamble. Everything she does that's against somebody is a gamble. And there are just so many ways that CU could write it that could be amazing. Like, could you imagine that she gets so overconfident because of this OP power that she can do whatever she wants, and then when she needs it, the power isn't there for her? That, like, there's so much good writing that CU can do with it because he made it something that isn't a conscious power from her. So I love that. Then, yeah. Also, like I said, I really love the connection between Androssi and Rachel here. It was done so well. It was almost like Androssi was trying to save Rachel from herself. And, I don't know, it's just so good. It's like Androssi was looking for that last sliver of good, but she couldn't find it. It was just so good. So either way, I did think this was really good writing, long term and everything. But I'm not going to give it the best score because I don't know. Because it's really good writing long term if the long term writing holds up for it. So it's one of those things where it gives us so much good writing that needs some payoff, and if it doesn't get payoff, it's not going to turn out to be that good. But either way, I thought it was great. I'm going to give it 8.5 invisible zombie stingray looking things. 8.5 of those out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So if you did like it, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there or talk to you there about stuff as well. And yeah, I guess that's about it. If you want a link to our Discord server, just ask and I'll give you one. That is it. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you all next time.